Hi. So we look at another question from the Grade 12 Science 2023 Paper 1 GCE, and the question was from Section A. That was question 4. Okay. Question A4. Yeah, from Section A. So this was also a multiple choice question. You can try to check out the among the multiple choice in terms of the values that were given as solutions. Okay. Uh, So the question reads, the following diagram shows a uniform meter rule in equilibrium when different masses are hung on either side. Calculate the value of x. Okay, so this question is very simple and straightforward. The key is this word right here, equilibrium. Okay, so meaning when talking about equilibrium here, in terms of moments, the sum. Okay, so the sum of clockwise the sum of clockwise moments, let me just say, so the sum of clockwise and anti-clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, the same and clockwise moments um, are equal. So it's more like when you add them, they give you zero. Okay, that's why we are talking about it being in equilibrium. That's the key. That's where the question was. It's just a matter of understanding that it was in equilibrium. So it's more like we are given this meter rule there, something like that. uh, okay, we are given something of this kind. Then at this point you have a pivot. Okay, the turning point. So it's like uh, if this is to go in this direction and that is to rotate in this direction, so this is counterclockwise and this is clockwise. So the sum of counterclockwise and clockwise moments, they need to be equal. That's where that's what that's one thing that we have to understand for us to be able to answer this question. Okay, so here is just a matter of saying, okay, we have three different masses. Okay, and one of the masses that you're looking for is mass x. So let me name this as mass 1. uh, Let me say this is mass 1, this is mass 2, and this is mass 3. So it simply means this distance here. Okay, this distance here that is given is distance 1. Actually, not don't really as that, but the whole of this distance right here. We're talking about the distance from the pivot. That is going to be d1. Then this distance from this point to that point, that is d2. Then from here to there we have d3. Okay, so here one thing that I'll try I'll advise you is don't bother about the units, but of course the distance is measured in meters, but with the fact that we are cancelling out these units, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, unless if they wanted the final answer of something that has meters in it. Maybe we might want to take it into meters, but in this case, even among the solutions, it was the mass was given in grams, not in kgs, so no need of converting anything. So what you're going to do here is you're going to say mass 1 multiplied by distance 1 here. Okay, plus uh, plus mass 2 by distance 2 is supposed to give us mass 3 times the distance 3. And if you observe, mass 3 is actually x. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is that if you observe these two masses that I have here, they tend to bend this meter rule going in this direction, that is counterclockwise. But mass x is going to tend to rotate, not actually bending. It's going to tend to rotate this rule in this direction. So that's where, if this is in equilibrium, simply means whatever that I have here is balancing with what I have on the other side. That's where that's what we need to understand. Okay, so mass 1 has been given us 10 grams multiplied by distance 1. So remember, we are looking at distance from the pivot, okay, from the turning point. So the distance from the distance d1 from the pivot is actually 30 plus 10. That gives us a 40 centimeters, plus mass 2 is given as 20 grams multiplied by distance 2, which is 10, is equals to mass 3 is given as x multiplied by the distance, which is 40. Okay, so I'll just write 40x. I'll just write 40x right here. Okay, so now it's just a matter of doing the math here. 40 times 10, I get 400, plus 20 times 10. 20 times 10 is 200, so plus 400 I get 600. So I get 600 right here is equals to 40x. So just divide both sides by 40. 40 there, like that, cancel there and that, and like that. If you don't have a calculator, you can actually simplify work for yourself by just cancelling this 0 and that 0. But if you have a calculator, just say 600 divide by 40 and you're going to get 15. Okay, so x, or mass 3, so x, which is mass 3, is equals to 15.0 grams, and it was option C. And this is how you answer this question. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.